Morning, guys. As you can hear from my voice, I've just woken up and it is really early. It's like 7 o'clock. I didn't get much sleep last night. I just want to put this video out there on Instagram and permanently as well, so it doesn't go anywhere like it does an Insta story. And it's about yesterday. Um, my M3, which is 15, 16 years old, had an SMG failure, as you know, as you can see from my previous posts. Now, that's fine. That was going to happen anyway. It's an old car. It had 130,000 miles on the clock. Shit's going to go wrong on a car like that, especially for a life that it's probably had. But how it happened is what made me so emotional and angry. And so I just want to go over why I was so angry, and I hope maybe you can understand. So I was in a fast lane in a tunnel, in either third or fourth gear. I can't quite remember, but I was gunning it because it's a tunnel and I have an S54, and they sound great, and I was gunning it, and I'm not gonna say what kind of speed I hit, but I had a clear run. But honestly, actually, it wasn't that high. It would have been in the 70s. It would have been. And then I just very softly shifted into fifth and sixth, like really lightly. And then the car went into neutral, which is what they do, apparently. And I lost all power, which is terrifying, as you can imagine, because you're hurling along. And of course, I still had the brakes. Anyway, so I managed to get into the the fourth lane, and I managed to get fourth gear. Just suddenly appeared, and I managed to get into the third lane. And I'm making that sound easier than it was. It wasn't easy. It was very, very busy, and so I was fighting traffic. I had my hazards on. But I was having to really put a lot of effort, and I can't put it into words. I had to fight to get into those positions. It was difficult, very difficult. But it got worse because there was 3 lanes left. I managed to get into the third lane. It was free, and again neutral. And then I was left with 2 lanes. Now, if you live in England and you go on the M25, you know that the first 2 lanes on the M25 are just for lorries. Massive articulate lorry trucks, huge things that if you hit, you're going to have a bad time. And I'm slowing down in neutral, and there's F all I can do about it. And I'm in a tunnel. There's nowhere for me to stop. And by some miracle of God, second gear happened. Now, I don't know what speed I was doing. I was too busy trying to survive and not crash the car. But second gear kicked in, and I must have been like 6.5, 7,000 RPM. And I literally hounded it to 8K and shot past this lorry that was side by side with me at the time. So I overtook that lorry to get into the second lane. End of the tunnel's coming, but I'm still not out of any trouble because, again, neutral happened. And there was 2 big lorries doing their big lorry thing where they're like that close to each other and they don't want to move, and they're probably just doing their typical overtaking at 61 mile an hour. And I didn't know what to do. I thought that was it. I'm going to get hit by a lorry. I'm fucked. There's just nothing I can do. I'm waving my arm out the window. I mean, I wish I vlogged this. If you saw it, it would have gone viral. Seriously. I'm waving my arm out. I'm hitting my horn. And obviously no one knows what the fuck I'm doing. And luckily a gap opened between those 2 lorries, and I had to bully my way in between, and the gap was tight, guys. Tight. and I wedged myself in there, and the lorry behind me hit his horn, shaking his arm, flipped me off like this, and I'm like waving, like, oh, I'm sorry, and I've got my hazards on, and I've got no drive, and I'm forcing him to slow down. And I was so lucky, a lay-by literally popped out, and I only just saw it at the last second because of the large lorry that was in front of me. And I dived, I mean literally like woofed straight into that lay-by, and I must have been hurtling along at 30 mile an hour and just slammed the brakes on, and I just sat there for a few seconds and I just took it all in. Um, it's not just so much about me. You see it in the news all the time about horrible accidents that happen. This would have been one of those horrible accidents where innocent people could have died. It was in a tunnel, massive pile up. It would have ruined other people's days who were commuting. It was as bad. It is as bad as it could ever get. It is the worst possible example of an SMG transmission failure. It does not get any worse than that. Also, the airbag recall hasn't been done. I haven't had time to get it in. So there's a possibility that wouldn't have worked. So, this face here might look a little bit different. So that's why I was very angry. Very, very angry. It didn't help the fact that AA thought I was 30 miles somewhere else, despite the fact I had GPS locations and I had the app showing where I was. And I told them, because the thing where you park up in a lay-by has numbers. But anyway, got it all sorted. There was a lot of faffing around EAA because they want to try and fix it. I mean, God, please. I had a guy waiting to do it. So I called my favourite BMW parts people, Cotswold, because they're fantastic. They give a great discount. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm going to say it. They give a great discount. And I asked for a new SMG pump. Because I did my research. I remember about a year ago, they were £1,400, £1,500, and that's inclusive of VAT. And I don't even think that was with discount. Still quite a lot of money, and it's a lot of labour to get it in there. So when I called up, I expected it to be £1,800. Then I went and haggled a bit and got it to about £1,500. That's what I expected. And let's be honest, guys, that's still a lot of money, and that's probably bang on right for an SMG pump, because all it is a pump. It's not that bloody fancy. £3,000. I mean, the guy at Cotswold was so apologetic. He says he cannot believe what he's looking at on his screen. And he entered it again and again, went off to speak to his manager. I think he even called Germany. And he was like, I just don't believe it. It's £3,000. Like, what the hell? What's happened? Has Jay Leno suddenly decided to buy an E46 M3 and Hans in Germany's rubbed his hands together and said, oh yeah, that's doubles the price of the SMG pump because Jay Leno has now got E46 M3. I'm not Jay Leno. I'm just a humble guy who's using the money that he saved to put into a passion project. So when I put hashtag fuck you BMW, I meant it. And at the time, with what was going on, I really meant it. Now, I just want to go over what I mean by hashtag fuck you BMW. I love BMW cars. I have 3 of them. One of them's going to be my life car. My mum's got one. I'm making sure she's not getting rid of it, which is a Mark II Mini Cooper D. I'll probably end up buying an E30 at some point. I used to have an E39 M5, and I've got a 335D, which I don't find so great. But again, I'm a BMW nut. I'm a big ambassador for the brand. I mean, I'm not Joe Achilles, but there's love for the brand there. So when I say, hashtag fuck you BMW, I mean your parts department. And the guy who designed the gearbox to shift into neutral instead of staying in gear. Because if it stayed locked into a gear, I could have crawled out the way. But in that situation, you could have killed me or someone else. So, terrible design choice that I'm so thankful to be here to enjoy my computer and my morning coffee. But I'm so angry because of what they want to charge. It's extortionate. It is extortionate. That's what it is. Pure extortion and greed. And that's not on. And I don't care if this burns bridges, because if that's the case, then it's a bridge that I wouldn't have wanted anyway. I'm an honest, straightforward person. I hang around with good people, not bad people, and that's just the way I've always been. And some people will bully me and hate me for it online, and just look at this face. I don't care. My conscience is clear, and what I'm saying, is the truth. £1,400 and an increase to £3,000 is just greed, and it's disgusting, and it's not on at all. So, my message to you, BMW, is sort your bloody prices out for the aftermarket parts. Maybe increase them when Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld and I don't know, all the rest of those rich guys start buying these classic cars. But for the humble guy like myself, it's completely ruined my month. And I'm having a horrible month anyway, guys. I've got stuff going on that you don't even want to know about. This car was a distraction and a toy for me to make me feel better. And it's thrown off every plan that I had. So all the bodywork stuff is going to have to be postponed. Which, to be fair, wasn't the right order anyway. But I was trying to get everything in order so that it was all going to be as quick as possible. But now everything's just gone out the window. And I've managed to find a pump, and I'm so grateful. Ben at Hack Engineering, you are a star. Thank you so much. 25% better, apparently, than the original. Sounds good to me. So not OEM, but in this case, I have no choice. But it's a 7 to 9 day wait. So 7 to 9 days of me just sitting here festering about that hashtag. But I stand by that hashtag. And I hope this video explains why. Anyway, guys, excuse the hair, excuse these dark circles. As I say, I'm not sleeping well recently. And thanks for watching. And there is, I don't know what kind of footage I got. I've got suspension footage, so that's the next episode. I don't know what I got of the whole, nearly dying stuff, because at the time my brain wasn't all there and I was just thinking, oh my god, I can't believe I'm still living. But I'll see what I have on the camera. Anyway, take care. Bye.